All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening and learning and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight into this video. I don't want to Ratazah to be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And the inspiration for this lesson is this article that popped up in my news feed. I saw it, and a couple scriptures came to mind. I said, I got to do a lesson on it. I don't want to Ratazah. It'll come together, and it'll be edifying and exhorting. Again, like I always say, Yapa, beautiful times that we're living in. Beautiful times for the hopeful elect. Horrific times for the rest of you. You 2/3 of Yasharallah that refuse to repent, and you heathens. Alright? Chiefly Esau, Edom, and the rest of you heathens that are confederate with him. Alright? This is your end. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So, without further ado, let's get it. This is off of Fox News, and it's just a little snippet. I'm not going to play the video, but it says off of Fox News, it says U.S. dollar being attacked from all sides, and that's a comment that was made by Jim Rickards. Again, the U.S. dollar being attacked from all sides. Jim Rickards. Currency Wars author Jim Rickards reacts to China and Malaysia reviving a proposal to reduce dependency on the U.S. dollar as other countries look beyond the dollar for a new global currency. So America's losing its hegemony. All right? You don't know what that word hegemony it means? Look it up. All right? You know, we're in beautiful times. And what came to mind was a statement that Elder Apostle Gabar always mentions, which is based upon something Michael Rivero, actually he did it. I was looking for it, I couldn't find it, so I could watch it for myself. I guess it's a movie, a documentary. It's called All Wars Are Bankers' Wars. All Wars Are Bankers' Wars. And matter of fact, if you're familiar with the series Game of Thrones, towards the last season, that's what came out. All right, the bankers, the bank said they fund both sides of the war. Basically, that's what was said in Game of Thrones. All right, but Elder Apostle Gabar always mentions this. He says all wars are bankers' wars, and that's from Michael Rivero. It says Michael Rivera shows how banking practices have led to catastrophic incidents throughout history. Again, Michael Rivera shows how banking practices have led to catastrophic incidents throughout history. Because that's how you wage war. That's how the beast wages war. First, because we remember the beast is the second leg of the Roman Empire, which we're living in the rebirth of the Roman Empire. That deadly wound that was healed, right? And the beast is comprised of what? NATO and the EU. NATO is the military arm of the beast, and the EU is the monetary arm of the beast. That's how they go to war. And America's that whore that rides the beast. All right? And that's how they go to war. Through financing. First they put sanctions on you, tariffs. Okay? They tell you who you can and can't do trade deals with. They hurt your pockets, okay? They attack your finances. And if that doesn't work, then they go to actual physical war through NATO, all right? And ultimately, we know the chief house of Edom is behind it. Amalek, the Amalekites, the small hat, big nose people. They're the ones that's really collapsing this economy because it's all by design. As Elder Apostle Ramlab like to say, always mentions the Hegelian dialect. Order out of chaos. Pressure from above, pressure from below. They're bringing in the great squeeze so that they can usher in the great reset. All right? They're causing a lot of this famine, the sedition, the layoffs, you know. They're orchestrating all this chaos so that they can swoop in as a knight in shining armor with the solution, which is going to be that charagma, per Revelation 13 and 16, that digital ul, that RFID CHIP, okay? All roads are leading to the charagma, all right? And that third's woe, it's coming quickly, all right? So again, all wars are bankers' wars. Michael Rivera shows how banking practices have led to catastrophic incidents throughout history. I wish I could find that. If anybody knows or has a link or where it's at, I'll even pay to watch it, just, because I couldn't find it, you know. So again, and that this is inspired by this article that I saw from Fox News again. U.S. dollar being attacked from all sides. Jim Rickards. Currency Wars author Jim Rickards reacts to China and Malaysia reviving a proposal to reduce dependency on the U.S. dollar as other countries look beyond the dollar for a new global currency. What you really see happening is this new world order is about to be ushered in, this digital system. And I thought I had another article. I guess that's it. I'll go into the scripture, Salakia. What's really happening is, oh yeah, I did have another article, Salakia, the Wadi How Bachim Shai, Brakathia How Bachim Shai. What's really happening is this new world order, this digital system is being rolled out right in front of your eyes. And all these nations, all these heathens are Confederate. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Moab, Gog and Magog, Russia, Elam, Ishmael, they're all Confederate. They're all on one accord. But what you see happening is there's a balance, like how Esau likes to say, there's a balance of power. You have the East versus the West, and they're all clicking up, and they're looking to see who's gonna be the head of this new world order. Okay, you see, they're fighting for who. They already know this current fiat system, this fiscal money fiat system, this way of buying with paper money is being done away with. A new age, a new way of buying and selling is going to be ushered in, which is going to be digital, where they'll have complete control, all right, through the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. They'll be able to track everything, like Aaron Russo said. You don't want to obey, they just lock your CHIP off, complete control. He wants to be as the Most High, and like I said, they're fighting to see who's gonna be the head of this new system, So let me read this article, and then I hit a couple scriptures, and I close out. I found this article that says the downfall of the U.S. dollar, the Eastern Alliance, because remember, it's a war between the East and the West. You see, so it says the world is dumping the U.S. dollar. This revolt against the dollar as the international currency is in full force. Again, what is that article that I read? The U.S. Jim Rickards made the statement, the U.S. dollar being attacked from all sides. All right. Matter of fact, that made me think of one of my favorite scriptures. I usually bring this out in regards to all these terrorist attacks, which you see happening. Which there was just another terrorist attack. I forget where it was exactly, but it was like somebody went and shot up a bank. I think it was a disgruntled employee. They're trying to say he was mentally unstable, but this scripture, I usually bring it out in regards to that, all these terrorist attacks. But hey, spiritually, through the spirit, I was thinking about how that's what's happening. America's losing its hegemony. It's being attacked on all sides financially, and again, this financial wars lead to real wars. You see, and ultimately it's all bankers' wars. You see, and we know who controls the bank, the Federal Reserve, the IMF. The International Monetary Fund. We know who controls who controls that. Amalek controls it. Matter of fact, where is it? Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom. Because that's really a Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's ruling? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right? And all these, per Psalms, I believe it's 83, all these nations are confederate with him. You know, they all gave consent unto him for a moment, for a time. Okay? You see? So it says, therefore, here and the chief houses of Edom is Amalek. They're controlling the finances. Okay? But remember again, what did Michael Rivera say? All wars are bankers' wars. Michael Rivera shows how banking practices have led to catastrophic incidents throughout history. You see, finances. It's all about the money. I forget who said that. The elders always mention it. Give me control of a nation's money. You know, I care not what gods they serve. Just give me control of the nation's money. I forgot who said that. I think it was Meyer M. Rothschild. I forget who said that. Salaki, I slip in my mind. But, you know, all wars are bankers' wars. So it says again, Jeremiah 49:20, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Edom. Matter of fact, I was going to bring out this. I guess I'll close with the article, you know. I just follow in the spirit. But, hey, that's how we know this place is through. Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Because Satan, Esau, Edom, the devil, is divided against himself. All right? You see? You see? He's in the power seat. The earth is given into his hands, but he's divided against himself. Prime example, Gog and Magog, Russia versus Babylon the Great. Okay? You see? The BRICS versus the BRICS nations versus NATO. Okay? You see? He's divided about who's going to rule this new world order. You see? Who's gonna, you know, be the head of it. You see? Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And that's what it is. This place is through. This place is through. So it says, Jeremiah 49:20, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock, Amalek, right? Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with him, because ultimately the land of Canaan, the land of Palestine, you know, the land of Israel, all right, it's going to be completely nuked by thermonuclear destruction, and also Babylon the Great. You know, Edom figures prominently as the scene of Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. All right. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. All America's in the scriptures spiritually is synonymous with Babylon, Sodom and Egypt, Nineveh, the land of Chaldea, the land of Uz, you see, Basra. All these ancient cities are synonymous for America. Okay? So it says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Again, America is going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. The third woe is coming quickly. All right? And what's drawing them out? Money. You know? So going back to Job 18:11, I don't want to Ratazat's making sense and it's coming together. Job 18, matter of fact, let me start at 8. Job 18:8. For he is cast. Who is he? Esau, Edom. Satan, the devil. We know there's an actual spiritual demon, Satan, but there's also on the earth his physical counterpart, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And he has a covering cast because he's a fugitive and a vagabond fleeing from justice. He has a covering cast on the earth. He's hiding himself. Hey, that's what it said, that they had to come and fallen away first, and that man of sin be revealed. Who's the man of sin? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked, per Malachi 1:4. Real quick, we know it. Revelation 21, Salakia. Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And we know the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay, the bottomless pit is Europe. It's a barren land. It's a land that lacks resources. You know, like spices and that's why during the transatlantic slave trade, they that's what they were doing. They were getting all these different spices and sugar from the we're in the east, from the Americas, the sugar cane and the spices and the rum and all this stuff, you know, and they shipped it over to Europe because it's a bottomless pit. It lacks resources. Okay, you see, it says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and the Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And we're in that little season, right? He was bound during the Dark Ages, when people of color were ruling. Jake was ruling all in Russia. Okay, you got the Russian icons. We ruled all throughout the UK. We ruled in England, Ireland, Scotland. We ruled all throughout Spain. Okay, Jake was ruling. Prime example, like we always mention, is the Moors. All right, the last stronghold of the Moors was Granada. Okay, Jake was ruling. Esau was what it says, was bound. Okay, he was on the bottom. Okay, you see, but then after what happened? We got taken down. What took Jake down? Mainly the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai did through a plague, through the bubonic plague. Okay, the bubonic plague is what really crippled Jake during the Dark Ages, and Esau rose to power. Okay, he called it the Renaissance, a period of enlightenment, the rebirth. Okay, that's when he was loosed for what did it say? He should and after he must be he was loose for that little season. We're in that little season, but we're coming to the end of it. Okay, but I brought this out to show you that dragon, that old serpent, the devil, Satan, is all synonymous for Esau, Edom, the wicked, per Malachi 1:4. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you're calling yourself French, Portuguese, Spaniards, Italians, okay, Russians, Ukrainians. You're all Edomites. Okay, you're all Edomites. Okay, you see, and you are the wicked. This is you are the people of the Lord's curse. Revelation 12 and I started at 7. And there was war in heaven. This is the third woe. It's coming quickly. All right. Esau, Edom, right, and all these nations that are confederate with him are gonna first they're gonna be fighting one another in the third woe. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gathering them as we speak. He's mustering the host of the battle. He's gathering these nations for the third woe. Okay, fanning the flames. Okay, he's gathering them in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, over there in the Levant, the Fertile Crescent. Okay, he's over there. He's gathering these armies for the third woe. Okay, that's why you see China running all these war drills. You see this proxy war between Russia and America, Babylon the Great, and Russia and NATO. You see all these nations clicking up. They're choosing sides. But ultimately, all of America, Babylon the Great's allies are going to turn upon her and hate the whore and burn her with fire, as it is written. All right. So again, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Really, the dragon is Esau, Edom. All right, and all these nations that are confederate with him. Okay, and they're gonna be fighting in the third woe in the Middle East, in the valley of Yehoshaphat. They're gonna be fighting one another, right? But they're gonna stop everything when our Lord returns, with the thousands of heavens, with all the angels and the chariots, what you call UFOs. They're going to stop fighting each other and try to fight against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right, and they're going to lose. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to make quick riddance of them. You know, it's only going to take 1 hour for so great riches to come to naught. Right? So it says, and there was war. That's what that war in heaven is. Okay? And there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and the angels fighting against Esau, Edom, and these heathens. And there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place in heaven found any more in neither was their place found any more in heaven. This is the main point. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, Esau, Edom. After that 1,000 years, that's what he did. He went forth and deceived the world. You know, the ultimate deception is going to be when you guys take that charagma. You know, he's going to deceive you, trick you into taking it. You know, he was cast out into the earth. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And that's the point. Okay? And that day's quickly approaching. So let's go back to, what was I at? Job 18 and 11. Job 18 and 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet. He's in a trick bag, you know? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai set him up. He's in a quagmire. Okay, this this infrastructure that he's laying out, you know, this system that he's built, you know, it's leading to his undoing, and he can't go back. He can only go forward. Okay, all the wickedness that he's done in the earth, you know, riches gotten by deceit. The kingdom is about to be translated from one people to another. Okay. This whole fiat system, this funny money, it's collapsing. The debt, or that heavy debt, everything is leading to his undoing. All right, all his lies is catching up to him. For he is cast into a net by his own feet. It was his own doing. He did it, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the jinn is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the that's foreshadowing. Remember, when Esau was first born, Jacob held his heel, all right? It was foreshadowing. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. Because Yahweh Shai is that thief. He's coming as a thief in the night to upset Esau, Edom. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. It's the main point. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. I'll come back to this. I guess I'll close out. Well, I got another one too, but we'll see. So let's go back to Salakia. Let's go back to this. So it says, the downfall of the U.S. dollar, the Eastern Alliance. The world is dumping the U.S. dollar. This revolt against the dollar as the international currency is in full force. The war between Russia and Ukraine and the involvement of the U.S. and NATO alliance, along with sanctions on Russia, have more nations looking for alternatives to the U.S. dollar. It's being attacked on every side. Terrorists. Let's go and drive them to the feet. Okay? They're going to have no choice. It's all by design, ultimately by the wicked elite, and ultimately by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But that's why we know this place is through. The third row is coming quickly. The war between Russia and Ukraine and the involvement of the U.S. and NATO alliance, along with sanctions on Russia, have more nations looking for alternatives to the U.S. dollar. The China yuan has become the clear choice to replace the dollar as the international currency, and ultimately the yuan is going to collapse also. You know, the euro, all these paper monies are going to collapse because they're ultimately ushering in a digital system. It says China and Brazil have agreed to leave the dollar and will use their own currencies for trade between each other. The U.S. can't afford the dollar. The U.S. can't afford the dollar not to be the international currency. Again, America's losing its hegemony. The dollar's dominance gives the U.S. advantage in commerce and trade. China is Brazil's biggest trading partner with over the BRIC. That's what BRIC, the part of the BRICS. China is Brazil's biggest trading partner with over $150 billion. China's mission is to have the yuan become the international currency for trade. The alliance of the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, have secured bilateral pacts with 41 countries. This agreement, worth $500 billion. The world has lost patience with the U.S. How is the hammer of the earth broken, brought asunder? The world has lost patience with the U.S. because America was the big bully on the block, and they're tired of it. The question is, what led the U.S. dollar to become the international currency of the world? In 1944, after World War II, the Allied nations met in Bretton Woods to adopt the plan to avoid financial turmoil after the war. Because ultimately, it's all wars are bankers' wars. You see? This led to the IMF, AMELEC, International Monetary Fund. Presently, about $1 trillion notes. Presently, about $1 trillion notes in circulation outside of the U.S. alone, with 40% of the world debt is issued in U.S. dollars, and 60% and 90% of global reserves are in foreign exchange trade. Taking all of this into consideration, the task of replacing the dollar will be a challenging situation. It ain't gonna be difficult. It's not difficult, but that's the point. That's the point. All right. So the dollar is being attacked on every side, as you can see. All right. The downfall of the dollar. This place is through. This place is through. So again, going back to Job 18 and 11, terror shall make him afraid on every side. All these nations dumping the dollar. All right. You know, what is it going to cause? It's going to cause the dollar to be devalued. All right. It's going to cause hyperinflation. All right. You see? Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. The least of the flock shall draw them out. It's always going to lead to war. You know? It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Because ultimately, that's the trap. Yahweh Shai is on his way to destroy this place, to take this devil down. You see? I'm going to close out here. Straight to the point. I'm going to close out here. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. For what? For war. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, that you was in the trick bag, and have prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread took all your benefits, you know, your handouts, you know, your military, your artillery, your military artillery. They, you know, they took the dollars, and you know they were conforming, and you know just bowing down and being obedient. You thought everything was on your side, but they were setting you up. They were all plotting behind your back, you know, and America is ripe for the picking. They salivate. These nations are salivating. You see? You see? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is a deadly wound. There is no understanding in him. All right? So that's the point. Beautiful, beautiful times that we're living in. Yapah times, man. This place is through. Our redemption is nigh. Shalom. Wa abad babor. Kwam Yasharallah.